But
oh my god! I can't take this shit anymore. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable how flagrant this is. You're her partner, you mouth-breathing retard. What the man? Rules for thee, but not for me. They are disgusting, despicable hypocrites who will say whatever is necessary. This video is a masterclass in obfuscation.
Let Hot Tub Streamers post their OnlyFans, but like I guess when it's a big ticket sponsor, they don't give a shit, right?
Oh, let's go! Call it out. What about QTCinderella, the person this whole drama was about in the first place? Oh my god, Hassan, why? Why'd you have to do this to me? I was saying how great your takes were earlier. Very, very, very simple stuff. At the Streamer Awards, QT took a Fansly sponsorship and ran a prominent Fansly advert. People, including myself, criticised them quite heavily for having a Fansly ad, despite the fact they'd spoken out against the hot tub streams as making them feel like they have to be sexualised a couple of years ago, and taking a very strong stance against gambling and saying that promoting gambling to kids was bad on Twitch, and that's why Twitch would ban gambling. Obviously, at the time, I think there was a little bit of drama about it, but then it kind of died down. But recently, MoistCritical has released the videos about some of this drama. Streamers have reacted to it. And it's reignited the drama once again. And people have responded and spoken about it. XQC originally was kind of defensive of the sponsorship, believing that Fansly was kind of a bit like less spicy OnlyFans. But since he found out that it actually is basically like OnlyFans, he was more critical. Speaking of critical, MoistCritical has come out super hard to defend his friends and has made some really stupid comments in the course of talking about it and covering it. And I believe MoistCritical is actually making a response video to MoistCritical. Now, Ludwig is QTCinderella's partner. And I believe one of the key reasons that this sponsorship happened, I think he is the person behind the scenes, moving it around, making things happen. You know, so he's probably bears quite a lot of responsibility for the Fansly sponsorship, I would argue. They are gross. I despise every single one of their actions. But I love them as people because I'm a Christian now. But yeah, anyway, I just think it's really cringe. They're extremely defensive. Obviously, the other connection here is MoistCritical and Ludwig co-own Moist Esports together. So that is another connection that I think is one of the reasons that MoistCritical isn't willing to be critical of some of this stuff. But even though he has said it before, in the course of his coverage that I saw, he didn't mention it once. He didn't mention what I feel is a very relevant connection at any point, and made a bunch of shitty arguments focusing on the weakest arguments made rather than the more substantive point that MoistCritical was making. So it's great to see them getting called out for this. It's very cringe and lame that people are so defensive of them. But Ludwig has responded in a video called I Got in Trouble Again. So let's see what he's got to say for himself.
I have once again gotten myself into some drama. I'm kind of injecting myself into this one, but for some context, if you missed MoistCritical's video yesterday, he talked about some streamer drama that's been going on and gave his take on it. I'll just give you this first little intro.
We're going to talk about a controversial topic, Fansly advertisements on Twitch.
Now, that's the new hot drama to talk about these days, and originally I wasn't going to say jack shit about this. I wasn't mentioned at all in this video or really in any of the other conversations that I've seen, but it kind of felt like this because the entire conversation has stemmed from the Streamer Awards, my girlfriend's event, and all the Fansly hate has been directed at her, and then me with my chess boxing event that the primary sponsor, the biggest funder of it was Fansly, sleeping soundly.
Wait! Hang on a second, though. There's a big difference here. There's a big, big difference in all of this, right? So the chess boxing event, I don't think was linked as closely like to this idea of criticizing the OnlyFans and the gambling stuff. So that's the first point. The first point is that I don't think it's linked as closely because, you know, Ludwig, I don't know if he had like a stronger take where it caused discourse like the QTCinderella stuff a couple of years ago with the hot tub streams. He was against the Gamba stuff, but I don't think that Ludwig I would associate as closely with Twitch because he's on YouTube. And yeah, also, was chess boxing even broadcast on Twitch? Was chess boxing broadcast on Twitch? I thought it was a YouTube thing, wasn't it? It was on YouTube. Well, then, yeah, that like one of the main. This is such a stupid obfuscation. One of the main criticisms is that the Fansly promo was on Twitch. And the criticism before has been the integration of sexualized content being promoted on Twitch. So that is really fundamental to the criticism. I don't understand why you're making this point about chess boxing. It sounds like someone's made this stupid meme and you are using it as a defensive thing because, you know, the fundamental point is about the sexualization on Twitch and also the fact QTCinderella herself has made a big deal out of being sexualized because of hot tub streams, and then she's taken a sponsorship that further supports that sexualization. So yeah, this is like what we're less than a minute in. We're less than a minute in, and we're getting distracted with an irrelevant point. I don't think anyone at any time has mentioned anything to do with the chess boxing because it's not a relevant point. It's not relevant to the discussion or the topic at hand. So, yeah, this is pure and simple obfuscation, diverting away from the point, and we're less than a minute in. So, let's see what happens.
Snoozing. So I figured rather than just lie down and imagine none of it's happening, I'd at least give my opinion, my take on it. And if you don't know, for a little bit more context, Fansly is like an adult-oriented site where you can subscribe to get like usually risque, usually pornographic.
Also, yeah, that's another point as well. I mean, chess boxing maybe had some kids watching, but like to me, that seemed more like a kind of adult orientated thing, and it's on YouTube as well. I don't really know if I would consider chess boxing to be targeted and aimed at kids necessarily. But the streamer awards, obviously, absolutely, is something, you know, you've got awards for things which kids watch on there. So, yeah, obviously, that's much more geared towards kids. Also, the other thing as well, what integration was there? Was there the same integration with Fansly as there was with Twitch, the streamer awards, as there was chess boxing? I don't know the answer to that, but that would be another thing to look at.
Content from creators that you might know because oftentimes those creators are also Twitch streamers. It's kind of like OnlyFans, but they've dominated the gaming space based off their marketing efforts and who is making the content on the website. That's it. That's the skinny of it. You get it. Bing, bang, boom. And it all started because during the Streamer Awards, which was also sponsored by Fansly, this ad was played.
Free trial of some of our hottest creators. On top of that, sign in using your Twitch account and see which of your favorite streamers are already.
Look at that. I don't know if ST Peach does stuff, but I'm pretty sure all these other people do. I'm pretty sure Luxury Girl is like a literal porn star. I mean, it's Triple X. Look, it's fucking Triple X in the name.
Creating adult content on Fansly. Fansly has a whole algorithm dedicated to discovering new content and creators through the Fansly For You feature. Swipe and discover today.
A very tame giggle as if someone came...
Yeah, and people were calling Charlie a hypocrite from this because he didn't admonish it, but he did admonish Aiden Ross showing porn to his viewers. And Charlie basically spends 12 minutes telling you 12 different ways why those are not the same thing. And then at the end also adds on that I also don't think it's okay to have Fansly as a sponsorship. So really, Charlie did nothing wrong in this situation. But
oh my god! I can't take this shit no more. This is unbelievable. Oh, what? Your business partner who's hardcore defended you over this did nothing wrong. What a fucking shocker. Honestly, it is fucking sickening. This shit is so sickening to me. My colleague, my business partner who's been defending me did nothing wrong. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable how flagrant this is. They're all scratching each other's backs, true. Twitch aristocracy moment. God, I'm so annoyed people were mad at me over my Ludwig shit a couple of months ago. I'm certain I was bang on the money with my takes there. In terms of, like, him knowing about the announcement ahead of time and stuff like that. It's all fucking integrated. They're all fucking sucking each other off left, right, and centre. It's wild. You know the issue, right? The abuse of the term "they're different." They haven't showed that they're different, but not trivially different. Fuck me, man. Are you mad they don't scratch yours? You sound kind of jelly. I love that take. You're just jealous. I'm not jealous. I don't fuck it. Listen, I've got quite a nice, happy little life, okay? I make good money doing what I do. So I don't need to fucking worry about getting my back scratched by these fucking incestuous Twitch aristocracy people at all. It's not a case of jealousy. It's just, it just frustrates and annoys me that this happens. And not only, you know, not only do I feel they don't really get, like, called out adequately for them, and that maybe is changing a bit, especially with people like MoistCritical coming to the forefront, but people defend them. People fucking defend these freaks. They defend them left, right, and center. They suck them off. It's grotesque. The comment section for the fucking, you know, MoistCritical video was wild. People were saying, oh yeah, surely you were laughing because you thought it was bad. It's like this post hoc rationalization to defend these millionaire streamers. It's wild.
Me, I'm watching this. I'm eating my popcorn. I'm like, yeah, they are different. I do think showing porn directly is different than a website that could link porn. And then he was like, but Fansly sponsors are also bad. And I was like, oh, son of a bitch, I do those.
Oh my God. Based. Look at this. That's a banger. That is a banger. That is a banger right there.
I do those a lot, in fact. Now, to wrap up real quickly the Streamer Awards thing, here's Cutie reacting to the ad.
On top of that, sign
Probably should have seen these ads before he played them.
in using your Twitch.
She's honest there. She said she didn't look at these ads before they're played, which sometimes that's how sponsors operate. But me watching them, I'm like, oh.
Cutie is so shameless. She's so fucking shameless. It's unreal. Oh, probably should have seen this before. And then later she's like, well, I needed the money for the show to run.
Oh, okay. These ads.
That's unreal, man.
In using your Twitch.
She's honest there. She said she didn't look at these ads before they're.
You're her fucking partner, you fucking mouth-breathing retard. You're her partner. These people are so shameless. Imagine bringing up your own girlfriend and going, yep, she's being honest here. What the fuck, man? This is like lizard shit, man. This is like fucking lizard shit right here. What the fuck?
Played, which sometimes that's how sponsors operate. But me watching them, I'm like, oh, okay. So chess boxing was presented by Fandly. Title sponsor, literally in the title itself. I had a whole dramatic reveal.
What's going on in the middle of the ring? Look up. Because we have the Fandly Sky table. Holy smokes!
I mean, you can't get more dramatic. Look at me.
This table will be where the magic happens, not just for Super Smash Bros.
I had people cheering for a goddamn table, and that's not
Okay.
where it's ended. I mean, obviously, Germa's.
Wait. Does he not see the? Okay. He knows the difference. He must know the difference. He must know the difference between what's happening here. And the other thing as well, and the other thing too is, are there children in the audience here? There might be on YouTube, maybe a few. But chess boxing, it's chess and boxing, okay? Two things that generally are not aimed and marketed hardcore at, like, well, chess may be, but the boxing thing, boxing isn't something that's aimed hardcore at children. It tends to be an event or a thing that adults watch more so than children. What was the age for actually getting a ticket here as well? I can't imagine they let many 13-year-olds in, did they?
I had people cheering for a goddamn table, and that's not where it's ended. I mean, obviously,
this is so dishonest. This is so dishonest because of the differences in who the event is targeted at. But for kids that like MMA, I mean, but MMA isn't aimed at kids, is it? MMA isn't aimed at kids. Boxing isn't aimed at kids. That's supposed to, generally, that's like an event that adults will watch. I'm sorry. Okay, this is such a retarded point, right? Just answer this question. The chess boxing event, right? Do you think that was aimed at kids in the same way that the streamer awards were aimed at kids? Like, there's absolutely... You're like literally retarded. What do you mean? The fucking streamer awards had like awards about video games and shit that kids would definitely fucking watch. Come on, use your fucking brains. This event, you really think this is aimed at fucking kids? You're delusional.
Germa's used Fansly before, which he was on the stage with me. Fansly instant replay from his baseball event.
Just rips the cover off that ball.
And then in a show that I hosted with XQC Juiced, I got Fansly as the sponsor. That was the main sponsor that we were able to secure. Originally, the sponsor that I used to use all the time, the one that would always be reliable for me, was Coinbase. Coinbase sponsored my Mogul Money. They were supposed to sponsor XQC's Juiced, and XQC signed off on that. He was like, "Yeah, I love Coinbase." And then everybody was like, "Crypto's way too cringe." And Coinbase let go a lot of people, and they were struggling, so stopped using them as a whole. But here's a point to talk about: what is okay and not okay to use as a sponsor. And the answer, kind of boring.
The Streamer Awards are basically a modern-day Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Award. If people don't see that comparison, they're delusional or dishonest. I just think it's crazy that people are trying to say that, like, there's an equivalent age being aimed for with chess boxing and the Streamer Awards. I think it's pretty fucking clear that even though kids might be watching the boxing stuff, it's far less likely that kids are going to be watching the boxing than they are the Streamer Awards. And also, the sexualization of the adverts, unless, I mean, I would imagine if there was a heavily sexualized advert, Ludwig would probably include it, right? Okay. But if that's the best he's got of like this table coming down, the Fansly thing, the level of sexualization on display there of that versus the advert on Twitch is vastly different as well.
It's what is aligned with your ethics and morals, what you personally think is okay. And that should be different for everybody. But there's generally like a guardrail, like you're at a bowling alley, but you keep hitting the gutter, so you get the guardrail.
What's this? Oh, you watch the video, Bryce. Seems like Ludwig's audience was 55% 18 to 24, self-report survey, about 3 years. So there'd be 20 to 25 for the most part, and like less than 55% 18 to 30 now. Yeah, I just think the idea that, I mean, I think we've covered the fucking, if you think that the boxing shit is going to be the same kind of demographic as the Streamer Awards, you're literally retarded.
Of what is okay and not okay according to like the public conscious.
Anyway, let's go back. What was he saying?
I think is okay. And that should be different for everybody. But there's generally like a guardrail, like you're at a bowling alley, but you keep hitting the gutter, so you get the guardrail of what is okay and not okay according to like the public conscious. The way I determine it is the same way I just said it. It's what aligns with my ethics and morals. So it's kind of subjective. But I'll tell you before I jump into exactly what I'm cool with and not cool with about my ethos as a whole. Because when I switched over to YouTube...
Yeah, well, I don't want to pause Andy yet, Taco. I don't want to pause Andy yet, but yeah. They're not... None of these videos have really truly addressed some of the key criticisms. Number one, the fact that Ludwig and MoistCritical have got a business partnership together, therefore meaning Moist is less likely to criticize QT and others in that arena. And notice how Ludwig has basically kind of revalidated that by saying, Moist did nothing wrong. So that's one criticism that I think hasn't really been addressed. And the second point, which was another key criticism, was the fact that QT herself has previously come out and strongly criticized the sexualization on Twitch, as she feels it puts pressure on her to be more sexual, right? And she has then taken action to further integrate sexualization on Twitch by running a Fansly ad, which has extremely sexual content, featuring sexualized content creators on Twitch, to the point at which, you can go from Twitch without age verification to Fansly. And then on top of that as well, the other criticism as well is the fact that they've soyed out so much about gambling and about how bad gambling is on Twitch. Yet they don't seem to have a problem with promoting Fansly on Twitch, despite the fact that there's an equal issue there in terms of promoting something that should be for adults to children. Like, there's some really key criticisms that are just not being missed. And I feel like what everyone is doing that's trying to defend themselves is they're focusing on the easiest part of the argument to go against. Because it's obvious, well, I know people disagree with this, right? But a lot of people, especially their fans, are going to think Aiden Ross was really bad for watching porn on Kick. So they're going to focus on that because that's the easiest argument to make for them is, well, you're calling me a hypocrite for this, but what Aiden Ross did was worse, which is something that's fairly agreeable. They're not actually addressing and talking about the key criticisms of what's being made, because to do so, they would have to either admit they're being dishonest, admit they changed their mind or something like that. Like, it's this kind of obfuscation that's designed to prevent them from having to address what are the actual fundamental key criticisms that are being made. Notice as well, Moist, to my understanding, didn't even watch the video MewKitty made. All Moist did was talk about it on his stream and then make a response video. Ludwig, he's not engaging with the MewKitty content at all. He's just picking out, like I say, the easiest criticism to go against and going hard against that. It's fucking crazy. Well, it's not crazy. It's exactly what you'd expect them to do. But, you know, what can you do?
I made a specific mental switch that I would no longer get money directly from my viewers. And I put that in quotes because at the end of the day, I still only get money because of my viewers, but I get them from their views and their attention rather than their wallets directly. And before that, most of my money came from subscribers or donations. But since I've switched over to YouTube, I changed all of my subscribers or memberships to $1. And I stopped all donations. They're all capped at $10. And I don't even get any of those dollars anyway. They go directly to my moderators. It just felt weird to me to receive dozens, if not hundreds, if not thousands of dollars from an individual when I know I'm doing very well because YouTube signed me a big old paycheck. Thank you, Susan. Please sign it again. That's the gist. So I would rather be getting like a few pennies for your views and for your attention from different sponsors, from YouTube ad rolls, than I would money from you directly. Does that make sense? That was a switch I made.
I'm curious whether people think the crypto fans, the OnlyFans or gambling sponsorship is worse. I think the thing is you've got to me, take whatever fucking sponsorship you want at the end of the day. Okay? Obviously, if it's egregious, like it's a crypto scam, it's like a, you know, a rug pull scam or something, then that's like a scam. That's like almost reaching the level of fraud, right? So that could potentially be a problem in and of itself. But you just got to be consistent, right? You cannot soy the fuck out about a gambling sponsorship and then take an adult content sponsorship. If the basis of your criticism is kids could watch the gambling shit and get into gambling, right? That's insane to me. That is like, and this is why in the original stuff with the slicker shit, as time went on, I realized how bullshit a lot of this stuff was, because it's like, they don't really care about gambling. They don't care about advertising stuff to kids. They just say that they do because it suits their political goal at the time of what they're trying to achieve. They'll say what needs to be said to put the right pressure on to achieve something they want to achieve, right? But they don't really care about it. They don't give a shit about this. If QT truly cared about sexual content on Twitch, if QT truly cared about advertising Gamba to kids, she never would have taken that fancy sponsorship in a million fucking years. No, I don't really care who you get sponsored by. Like, we've all got to try and make our money how we can. But it's the way that people will soy out about one to suit their own political agenda and ends, but then not care or even engage in and take sponsorship from another because it suits them at the time. It's total bullshit.
Made. Which, by the way, people I think are more and more making a decision that they don't like advertising. They don't like free stuff. Maybe they prefer a paid subscription service where you don't have to watch ads. That might be like a cultural shift, which I would just have to adapt to. So anyway, let's get to my ethics and morals of what I think's cool, what I think's not cool. Why did I take a Fansly sponsorship? If you guys don't know, it's kind of a downturn right now. There's not a lot of people who are.
So notice as well, he's trying to defend his taking of a Fansly sponsorship now. So we're at the point he's created a criticism out of nothing. I have not heard anyone criticize Ludwig for taking a Fansly sponsorship at all, because it was for a chess boxing event. It was on YouTube. It wasn't some of the issues that you've got with this fancy sponsorship on Twitch. And now he's addressing this. He's like addressing a criticism that no one's made. And again, the service of this is to defend the likes of MoistCritical and QTCinderella. It's grotesque. It's like a grotesque, act that doesn't actually address the true So he could actually address the genuine criticism that's being made. But instead he's made a new one that no one's even saying and defending himself. It's wild.
Out and about trying to sponsor events, at least not as many as there were a year or 2 years ago. It has dried up a lot. So Fansly has been one.
XQC's community was. Wait a second. That meme that he showed earlier, right? The whole point, the premise of this meme is his event isn't getting criticized. So now you're saying, oh no, he was getting criticized. He himself in this video has presented a meme, and the idea of it is, I'm not getting criticized for this, but others are. And now you want to try and tell me, no, he is getting criticized for it, actually. Make your fucking mind up. At least get your story straight before you're going to come here and defend millionaire streamers, you fucking despicable little freak.
Ago. It has dried up a lot. So Fansly has been one of the more reliable sponsors to work with. And honestly, I've been talking to them about sponsoring more events later this year. So, I did say that I'm only guided by my ethics and morals. That was kind of a lie. I'm also guided by...
Do you think he's trying to take the heat off of his girlfriend? Is that what's happening here? Is he making this because he's like, oh God, she's under a bit of pressure. I'm going to make a video about me wanting to take more Fansly sponsorships to take the heat away from her. God, it's so disgusting, isn't it? Oh my God. The only reason he's able to do this is because he happens to be a prominent streamer himself. Imagine if QTCinderella just had a normie boyfriend. This wouldn't be able to fucking happen. Honestly, this stuff just... I'm so glad we're talking about some dumb racism stuff next, because this stuff brings out my inner schizo, I'm telling you. Has he mentioned, or does he mention, that he's got this business partnership with Moist? I think there should be some sort of thing. I think that I think there ought to be something where there's more of a declaration of a conflict of interests, to be honest. I think this is cringe. I try and do it myself. Like, there's certain things I might not cover. Well, how do I put this? I feel like it's important if you've got professional links or personal relationships that are relevant to the matter at hand, you should probably disclose that in some way before you talk about it, right? XQC literally said Ludwig handles all of the sponsorships for his show and that he had no association with Fansly. Ludwig then got heat for that and not inviting XQC with the sponsorship. Not inviting XQC sponsorship. Did he? Can you show me any examples of that? The human marshmallow.
What the viewers would think is cool. For example, a sponsor wants you to look at their ad to maybe sign up for it. But if you guys all collectively decided, or the majority did, that the sponsor I'm using is super cringe, well, then it'd be a failure of a sponsorship. You guys would all shit on it. The sponsor would be upset. They wouldn't be happy with me. I wouldn't be happy because I'm not succeeding in creating a broadcast that's sustainable that I can do again in the future. So I would stop doing it. So there is another guiding principle, and that's all to say that your voice matters in this situation. If you're like, hey, Ludwig, Fansly's too far, or hey, Ludwig, I don't like when you did it with Coinbase, that'd be chill. In fact, that's part of why I stopped using Coinbase in the first place. Now, for me, maybe this is my European background. I care less about porn. I care less about nudity. I don't have this in my mind, a group of kids who I'm concerned about saving, and that's how I decide every moral or ethical decision is what these group of kids that are imaginary would care about. We should stop.
Okay. First of all, I'm from Europe. Okay, I'm from Europe. Right. I mean, that's a bit peppy posted, isn't it? But like, yeah. Even over here, we still look at pornographic content, and we've got age limits on what kids can look at and stuff. Also, what was his take on Twitch gambling? Okay. So you do care about kids when it's gambling. That you care about it then, apparently. You care about it then. Then it's time to defend kids. Right, okay, good one. Fuck me, man. This is unbelievable. These people are like just disgusting lizard freaks, okay? And I can't bear it anymore. I can't bear this shit. These people are just disgusting to me. Relax. I can't relax. This shit pisses me off. Which people? The Twitch aristocracy.
Stop gambling. A group of kids who I'm concerned about nudity. Maybe this is my European background. I care less about porn. I care less about nudity. I don't have this in my mind. A group of kids who I'm concerned about saving, and that's how I decide every moral or ethical decision is what these group of kids that are imaginary would care about. We should stop gambling because of the kids. We shouldn't show anything that's adult content because of the kids. We shouldn't advertise alcohol. I shouldn't do drinking streams because of the kids. I don't give a fuck about the kids. I don't cater my content directly towards kids. I do a lot of gambling. I do a lot of drinking. I do a lot of swearing. I wouldn't say that if you're a kid, I'm a channel that you should necessarily watch. Maybe this one because it's more drama. It's more straightforward. But my main channel, yeah, I get it to some debauchery. I used to take a poker sponsor. I only stopped because not my ethics and morals.
He said that there should be bans on sponsored gambling on Twitch. What the fuck, man? Rules for thee, but not for me. God, this guy's unbelievable. Get rid of sponsored gambling was his take. Get rid of sponsored gambling was his take. This is fucking unreal, man. I can't bear this. These people have got no fucking consistent principles whatsoever. They literally just express whatever they need to at the time to suit whatever fucking the narrative is. Every day, every single day, Trainwrecks gets proven more and more right about stuff. I'm telling you. He was fucking bang on the money in literally everything he said about these people. He was fucking bang on the money about every single take he's had on these freaks. It's so true. It's so fucking true. They are disgusting, despicable hypocrites who will say whatever is necessary. They're snakes. They're disgusting snakes who will say whatever is necessary to fit their narrative at the time to support whatever their agenda is. That's it. That's it. Literally, you don't need to overthink it. It's as simple as that. Right? They're disgusting snakes. They've got their own agendas. They'll say whatever opinion is correct at the time to suit whatever their agenda is. That's it. That's all they need to do. That's all they need to do. Fuck me, man. Okay, Vlad, listen. That's a retarded take. Everyone's inconsistent. It's true. Everyone is inconsistent, okay? That is absolutely 100% true, okay? I have reduced my personal usage of certain things because I think eating animals is bad. But, you know, and using certain... But I still eat meat because I'm a fucking hypocrite, okay? But then I'm not coming onto stream. There's such a retarded take. Everyone's inconsistent. There's being inconsistent in your private life versus making public statements to influence companies to do things and then being inconsistent in that. How are you so retarded you can't see the difference between that? That's such a cop-out answer. Obviously, everyone has got a level of inconsistency in their lives, which we've got to accept. That's part and parcel of living in the world, okay? But there's a difference between that and being one of these people and pushing certain narratives and ideas to suit yourself and then pivoting fucking months later because it suits you to do that. Like, do you not see how that's totally different? These people are preaching about it. This is like someone preaching against being gay and then it's found out they've sucked a dick and you're like, hang on a sec, I thought you were against the gays and you're sucking a dick. It's the same principle. That's what's so fucked up about it.
But it would be too hard to argue against sponsored gambling, specifically for slots, and then still allow sponsored poker, which I view as different. That's a different line to me, which some people might call me crazy for.
Okay. So that's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. He's just saying it's just different. It's different, guys. It's just different. People might think I'm crazy. But I think gambling number A and gambling number B is just different.
The way I see it is sponsored gambling, like slots or blackjack, has a house edge. You are guaranteed to lose money. It is an inevitable fact. The longer you play, the more money you will lose. And sponsored gambling is a little weird because I'm getting paid by this sponsor to gamble money I normally would not gamble. And then I would occasionally get wins I would not get and celebrate them as if they are as legitimate as any other one. I think that's weird. I think all sponsored gambling should stop. Having said that, I've never been against gambling content as a whole. If you go back to any of the videos I made about gambling, I always said end sponsored gambling, not end gambling. I love poker. Poker is one of the main games I played in college. I allegedly ran an illegal online poker.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. It makes no sense whatsoever. It makes no sense whatsoever, okay? But the narrative has to change now. He has to... This is what I've been saying about this fucking lizard freak, okay? This guy has got some level of influence over discourse and discussion and stuff like that, right? Because he's such a big creator. I mean, this video has got, after 2 days, 877,000 views, right? And all of the fucking freaks that follow him will buy into this shit and just parrot it and repeat it, right? But it doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. The idea of like, oh, well, poker's a skill game, right? That is complete fucking cap and bullshit, okay? Most people who play poker aren't good at poker. What sort? Like, yeah, it's a skill game, but most people that play it fucking suck. Most people that play poker don't know how to play it properly, and they just play based on vibes. The way you're supposed to play poker is you're supposed to be able to calculate the odds of certain hands coming out on the fly and then play accordingly, right? So when you look at your hold cards and you've got a pair, right? You've got a high pair, that puts you in a good position, so you're going to bet more. But then if, like, the flop comes, boom, 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 and the odds are that someone might hit a straight off of it, and you've only got a pair, well, at that point, your hand looks less likely to win. So you're probably going to, you know, take action accordingly, see how other people bet, etc. There's also how other people bet, taking that into account. There's loads of stuff that goes into it. Right? But most people don't play like that. People that play online poker aren't playing a skillful game of chance. They're playing, oh, I feel like these cards are good. I'm going to keep chucking money in. People can lose fucking tons of money on poker. The idea that it's like somehow better, the idea that it's somehow like less severe than slots is crazy, because most people are playing it in a way where the skill element is not relevant because they're playing it based on vibes. Thank you for the raid, Beckett. Yes, the average poker player is not doing hypergeometric calculations. The thing is, there is a difference. Don't get me wrong. There is a difference between going and playing poker and going and playing slots, right? There is absolutely a difference between those two things. But I think when it comes to promotion and sponsorships and stuff like that, or like playing one over the other, I don't think that difference is really worth much. You as a player going to play could be different if you focus on playing it in the right way. But in terms of promoting it, I don't know why you differentiate in that way, because you can't tell who you're influencing to go and play poker. Like, if you like gambling sponsorships and you think it's fine, then go nuts, do whatever you want. But the idea that you can go, well, I'm going to promote playing poker because, oh, it's like a skill game, but not slots, you don't know who you're influencing. You could be influencing someone who used to have a problem with slots and now is like, okay, I'm not going to gamble anymore. But then they go, oh, but poker's a chance for me to actually play a skill game and win. I'm going to play that instead. And then they get into the same problem because they've got like a gambling addiction. You can't tell that. So I just don't think you should have any real differentiation over that. And if you're against gambling, you should avoid gambling in its totality, because of the dangers that come from being addicted to any type of gambling.
Ring for a while. And so I took poker sponsorships because you're playing against another human. And oftentimes when I was sponsored, it's because the house takes a rake, so they get a little bit of money, but you can still be a very winning player if you have studied more. And of course, you have luck and variance on your side. Anyway, but that's kind of where my
yes, that's exactly a good point. Why do you think? Okay, if this is true, why do you think it is that poker people want to pay you money to promote their shit? It's because they still take a shitload of money off of it. Also, okay, how does the rake work? Is it a fixed amount per hand, or is it a percentage of the pot? Does anyone know? Depends on the table. Fixed amount pot. I got two different answers. Is it a percentage? In a casino, if you go into a physical casino, normally it's just a flat amount per hand. But online casinos, I'm not sure. Okay, I don't want to speak too strongly on that because I don't actually know either way. It varies. Okay, well, don't worry about that.
Mine is. I don't take a lot of sponsors for things that I'm...
All I was going to say is that if it's a percentage, then obviously that for the casino is going to be incentivized by crazy pots accumulating, right? Does that make sense? Like irrational bad betting, like massive pots tend to accumulate. Basically, in a lot of poker games, if you've got skilled players playing, it's those massive pots tend to be a rarer occurrence, and normally people sort of play at the lower ends of the spectrum and people go out and stuff like that. These massive pots that accumulate tend to be, bad poker players like bluffing and doing stupid shit. In my experience anyway, from playing poker, it has been a little while since I've played. But yeah, I don't know how it works with online casinos. That's the only thing. With online, it's a percentage up to a certain dollar amount. Is that definitive? Because I played a bit. I was never like amazing at it, but I knew a little bit about what's what and kind of roughly knew. Because people think poker is like, oh, you just bluff everyone all the time, or something like that. But obviously, bluffing only goes so far. You can false represent certain hands, but then if you're against a good player who knows the odds, over a period of time, they're going to beat you. They're going to beat you more often than you're going to win, because they're going to have the odds land in their favor more often than you bluffing your way through is going to benefit you. The rake in live games is generally higher than for online poker. Okay, yeah. Like I say, I don't really know either way. Anyway, the basic point I'm trying to make here is that whilst I do agree there's a difference between like poker and slots, I think in terms of sponsorship and promotion, the differentiation is pointless because you can't account for who it is. Like the idea that if you do a poker sponsorship, you're going to only be getting people that are engaging with poker on the basis it's a skill game is delusional. And you are just engaging in an activity that financially benefits you, criticizing others for taking a sponsorship there, but you're potentially invigorating the same types of people to go and gamble that are going to have a problem with it, that aren't going to, see it as a skill game or something like that.
Against using. That's kind of where I make my...
Okay, I tell you what, not only are you getting banned from chat for telling me to play the video, I'm going to spend 20 minutes talking about an unrelated topic, okay? That's what we're going to do now. So what should we talk about that isn't this video? What do you reckon? First comment, just play the video. Bold choice, you're now banned, fuck off.
Line, right? It's like if I wouldn't play this gacha game, then
Israel.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't play it on stream for 2 hours because it's a little disingenuous. But sometimes I also break that too, right? I was sponsored by G Fuel for a while, but I was still drinking coffee every morning. Now I'm no longer sponsored by them because I think they're kind of a piece of shit company. But a lot of the streamers who are sponsored by G Fuel don't even drink that shit. It's way too much caffeine and taurine.
Hello.
And they just get a little cup of coffee in their morning and then they pretend to drink G Fuel. Is that chill, right? What about people who are sponsored by...
Yes. Look, this video is a masterclass in obfuscation. Now we're talking about poker. Who gives a shit about poker? None of this was ever about fucking poker at all, okay? None of this was about fucking poker. And we spent fucking 10 minutes talking about poker. I'm getting fucking bamboozled by it too. But it's okay because we're bringing it back round. So this is a absolute masterclass in obfuscation, right? The fact that there's a business partnership between Moist and Ludwig, unaddressed. The fact that QTCinderella talked all this shit on hot tub streams years ago, unaddressed. Thank you for the $20, Psycho Kage. Unaddressed. Okay? The fact that this is something that is being promoted more than likely to children, when all of these people are freaked out about gambling being promoted to children, unaddressed. Okay? All of the key best arguments completely fucking unaddressed in all of this. And what are we talking about? Poker. Now we're talking about fucking poker and gambling sponsorships, because he has got to try and create this narrative where his previous comments about gambler sponsorships still make sense. So now he's desperately trying to come up with this differentiation, right, between these different types of things, when there isn't really that much differentiation, you know? If you look, I agree there's a difference, but the fact that you're promoting it and taking sponsorships for it, my basic point, I don't think you can soy out about sponsorships for slots while simultaneously promoting poker, okay? I don't think you can do that and claim that you care about gambling being promoted to people that are going to do it badly, because people can gamble on poker badly as well, right? That's it. That's the take, right? But now he's desperately trying to create a narrative that justifies his previous comments while still making sense today, while still defending what QTCinderella and his other friends are doing.
Gotcha games. You know, do you think that's chill? What about VPN services that overhype their quality? What about free to download extensions that save you deals but might also sell your data? Is that chill to advertise? I think the reality is that everybody will draw the line right below what they do.
Okay. It's fine to draw lines. The problem is the hypocrisy in soying out about one particular type of sponsorship to the point where Twitch does something about it, which they're not even doing about it, right? Soying out about that whilst being defensive of this, which is in the same category. This is absolute 100% obfuscation to hide from what is a genuine and fair criticism of him and his friends. Oh, what about this type of unrelated thing? What about that type of unrelated thing? Who cares about that? That's not up for fucking discussion. Obviously, people have got different ethical and moral lines. The problem comes when you draw hard ethical and moral lines and you criticize others when you're doing something that's bad as well. That's what the problem is.
And then maybe admonish everything below that line as well. And everything above that line is okay with them and they have no problems with. But the power of the viewer is to change that line. So if you see a streamer or creator that you like, that you think is being a little too liberal with where they push their line, then you tell them to lift that line. You tell them to get a little more strict. Hey, I don't like it when you have Fansly as a sponsor. I don't like it when you have Coinbase. I don't like it when you have a VPN. That's all very legitimate things to feel as a viewer. And the feedback I...
Also, again, I'm not sure if the criticism is just having Fansly as a sponsorship. That isn't a problem in and of itself. It's the hypocrisy that's the problem. So he has, in the course of 12 minutes, totally shifted the conversation to whether or not it's acceptable to take sponsors. Again, completely missing the key criticism that's being made by MewKitty and others.
Promise you is always read, and whether it's acted on or not is to the judgment of the streamer. And I'm an open guy, so I'm down. I'm down for a conversation to figure out what's what. In my mind, an adult-oriented site doesn't bother me. I think it's fine. I think porn is chill and people can look at porn, and a site like Fansly where the creator directly profits off of it as opposed to all the shit that happens on the more conventional sites like Pornhub is a wholly good thing. And you know.
Oh my God, this guy said. Now we're talking about fucking. Oh well, what about the porn industry, guys? Porn industry's bad, isn't it? Fuck me, man. This is unreal.
I don't generally mind doing it. I don't generally cater my content towards kids, and I don't consider the kids when I'm making my content. When I'm making a literal event that people are supposed to punch each other in the face, where half the time I'm getting drunk on stream.
And no one cared. No one gave a shit about Fansly sponsoring your chess boxing event at all. I don't think I heard one single person complain about it. But now this whole video is about, oh, the Fansly. What about the boxing event taking Fansly, though? Fucking
or
bullshit.
Taking a gummy and playing Super Autopets. I'm not thinking about the kids. I'm not like, oh, should I be a good influence here? All I'm trying to do is be a good person to the world and make things that I find entertaining and I watch. That's it. So anyway, what do you guys think? Let me know. Thought I'd just give my 2 cents on this. I've been rambling for a little bit now, but I hope you have a good one. Hopefully this is the end of all the drama. No more drama this week. Well, let's make it a dramaless week. That'll happen.
Yeah. of course, you don't like the drama when it's about you and your mates. God, I fucking hate these people so much. No, I'm not going to leave a comment. I'm not going to leave a comment. What did Hassan have to say about it? Should I watch it? I should watch Hassan's coverage. What did he say about it all?
Now, for me, maybe this is my European background. I care less about porn. I care less about nudity.
My European background. Oh my God, motherfucker, you grew up in New Hampshire, dog. It's your libertarian roots that is causing you not to care about porn. Yo, this yee ass motherfucker puts on a turtleneck, has his hair all coiffed, and he goes, maybe it's because of my European background. You know, it's like maybe that is the reason. Who knows? I like the tete, you know, retro tete. It's very nice. He said maybe it's because of my European background.
That is actually a base take from Hassan, and I respect it. Jesus, man, it's so true. And as someone that is European, okay, I know people will be, oh, but you're from the UK. Yes, it's in fucking Europe, okay? We left the EU, but we're in Europe, all right? Yes, we're a bit more prudish than some other countries. But, like, in some places, like in Berlin, there is a more bohemian approach to this stuff. And they are perhaps a bit more permissive of certain, like, sexualized content. But broadly across Europe. But in Europe, we don't think kids should watch porn. Like, where is this coming from? This idea in America, oh, well, European background. Yeah, we still, even in mainland Europe, people are still like, oh, yeah, we don't want kids watching, like, full-blown porn. That's a bit much, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like, places like Berlin are a bit more bohemian, sure, but broadly speaking, there's still a tendency, like, all of the countries are like, yeah, if you're under 18, you can't watch porno content. It's like this kind of cope that people do to try and defend, like, weird shit. Maybe Americans are a bit more prudish, but I don't know. It's a bit of a disingenuous presentation, you know? What was this?
Fansly versus porn on stream? What?
Go on, Hassan.
Fansly versus porn on stream.
Go on, Hassan. Let's see your takes.
Tub streams, 18 plus, perfectly acceptable. Straight up pornography, on the other hand, is ridiculous. Like, there's a totally different categorization for it, and there's an obvious reason for that, right? You debated Fansly about a YouTube video that involved you and Cutie. Wait, what did I do? I've never even talked about fucking Fansly before. How am I involved in this? Yo, people always say, Hassan, you find yourself in drama all the fucking time. Meanwhile, motherfuckers that love making drama happen, add me or include me into, like, random shit where I have never, like, how am I even remotely involved in any of this?
This is
debating.
Yeah, I've set the t-shirt to dark mode, which means it's time to go full throttle into the danger zone. No more granny shifting. We're going to talk about a controversial topic.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make
video from
Hey!
who makes hate videos about X and has a following in his community?
Thank you for the full 20.
There was a lady who made a YouTube video about the Streamer Awards. She was saying you were hypocritical because you rallied against Aiden streaming porn, but Cutie advertised Fansly. What? I don't understand. I don't think people understand what hypocrisy is. I think they just, hypocrisy is like the cancel culture of our generation, of our side of the internet, where people just straight up just say you're a hypocrite and you're a grifter without understanding what either of these fucking words mean. And they just try to do like random and loose word association to bring things together to be like, well, this is a guy that a lot of people actually hate because a lot of other people have also said he's hypocritical. So I'm just going to tie him into it. I don't even know what the fuck. Why do men who jack off the porn constantly debate its ethics, Lamau? I don't know. Getting drama baited? Hypocrisy just means I don't like you for some reason. Yeah, no, it's like all vibes based for the most part.
I mean, yeah, I somewhat agree that like people will claim hypocrisy sometimes when it maybe isn't particularly relevant. But in this case, I feel like it's not just false claims of hypocrisy. I feel like there is a very direct thing happening which is in opposition to someone's purported principles, and is in opposition to something they said like 6 months ago.
Yes, it's like learning the word disingenuous or goalpost. Yeah. None of these words mean anything.
Oh, what's this? We can watch this
Dude,
as well.
why are you so...
Ooh.
Like doing magnet word art until you make something that makes sense and sticks. I will tell you this much. If you have no way of like understanding issues as like standalone issues, I don't know what to tell you. You're probably going to find yourself constantly trying to find hypocrisy. It's a great way.
Wait, did Lud talk about QT stream not having an 18+ age tag? No, Ludwig did not address any of the substantive criticism whatsoever. I don't like to be a pause Andy, so maybe I should have hammered this point a bit home a bit more. I did at the end, I guess. But he didn't address any of the substantive criticism that was made at all. Nothing. He addressed none of it. All he did was say, oh, well, chess boxing didn't get this hate, did it? Let's talk about chess boxing and my own views on gambling sponsorships, which is, again, like tangentially related because of the criticism of the gambler stuff before. But in terms of the conversation around the fantasy stuff, he didn't address any of the substantive criticism. It was an absolute masterclass in obfuscation.
To cut propaganda, and I use it, certainly, for that reason. Okay? But I just want to let you know, like, you're being duped. If you are constantly looking for hypocrisy, you're also kind of being duped. Especially when, like, especially if it's not genuinely hypocritical. Because a lot of...
I mean, I've got to be honest with you. I feel like with a Twitch aristocracy, you don't really have to look hard to find hypocrisy. Like, every other fucking week, they're saying something which is insanely hypocritical. Yeah, I mean, Hassan, I don't know. Sometimes he can come out with an actual reasonable take on this stuff, as much as he's despised. I know people are not going to like to hear that. But he sometimes can have reasonable takes, and we'll see the sense in something. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't want to pause Andy, and we've only just started watching it.
Genuinely hypocritical shit is oftentimes completely forgotten if the person engaging in that hypocritical action, as a matter of fact, is a liked individual. If you like that person, then you just don't really give a shit.
I have once again gotten myself into some drama.
That's somewhat true, yeah.
I'm kind of injecting myself into this one, but for some context, if you missed MoistCritical's video yesterday, he talked about some streamer drama that's been going on and gave his take on it. I'll just give you this first little intro.
We're going to talk about a controversial topic, Fansly advertisements on Twitch.
Now, that's the new hot drama to talk about these days, and originally I wasn't going to say jack shit about this. I wasn't mentioned at all in this video or really in any of the other conversations that I've seen, but it kind of felt like this because the entire conversation has stemmed from the Streamer Awards, my girlfriend's event, and all the Fansly hate has been directed at her, and then me with my chess boxing event that the primary sponsor, the biggest funder of it was Fansly, sleeping soundly, snoozing. So I figured rather than just lie down and imagine none of it's happening, I'd at least give my opinion, my take on it. And if you don't know, for a little bit more context, Fansly is like an adult-oriented site where you can subscribe to get like usually risque, usually pornographic content from creators that you might know because oftentimes those creators are also Twitch streamers. It's kind of like OnlyFans, but they've dominated the gaming space based off their marketing efforts and who is making the content on the website. That's it. That's the skinny of it. You get it. Bing, bang, boom. And it all started because during the Streamer Awards, which was also sponsored by Fansly, this ad was played.
Free trial of some of our hottest creators. On top of that, sign in using your Twitch account and see which of your favorite streamers are already creating adult content on Fansly. Fansly.
That is a wild ad, straight up. I scanned. That's definitely wild. Okay. And not only is that wild, but like, I thought Twitch didn't allow that kind of fucking promo.
Son, let's go! I told you. I've fucking been telling
Twitch
you.
Literally won't let
I fucking told you.
Post their fucking
Let's
OnlyFans.
go, son. Based.
Twitch literally won't let hot tub streamers post their OnlyFans, but like I guess when it's a big ticket sponsor, they don't give a shit, right?
Oh, let's go! Call it out. Based.
New content and creators through the
Chatters are so funny. They're like, go back. I need to scan. I don't know if you can still do it.
For You feature. Swipe and discover today.
A very tame giggle as if someone came...
Yeah, and people were calling Charlie a hypocrite from this because he didn't admonish
Okay,
it.
listen. Look, I just want to point something out. Bob's app. You're doing the thing. You're now trying to find the hypocrisy in Hassan. Listen, you can criticize Hassan, that's fine. But I think he's making a reasonable point. I don't think we need to go, oh, well, what about when you had a porn star on stream, Hassan? Like, I don't really know if that's like a relevant thing to point out to try and show some hypocrisy. I think he's making a pretty relevant point. I think he's criticizing Twitch for being inconsistent on this, and that's fine. Why do we need to go, well, wait, Hassan had a porn star on stream. So fucking what? Let's focus on the matter at hand here.
But he did admonish Aiden Ross showing porn to his viewers.
Wait, you didn't actually know what the drama was about? No, man. I literally have no fucking clue. I don't know how I missed this cut of drama. It seems like you guys did a pretty good job of not like letting me in on it, not keying me in on it. You are part of the drama? How am I part of this drama? Okay, so here's what I don't understand. How would I be part of this drama?
Like I say, look, people hate Hassan. I've got obviously the script, but sometimes Hassan does get stuff right, and I think you'd be foolish to kind of deny that. Like, let the man have his win. He doesn't get very many. Okay, come on.
What the fuck? Okay, listen, can I just say something? The fact that I'm involved in this drama, if I am involved in this, I don't even know that I was. You guys keep saying I am. Shows me that, once again, all roads somehow lead back to Gamba. I feel like the worst.
I mean, I think Hassan was mentioned in the Mew Kitty video. I don't think he was a focus of it. I think it was just broadly pointing out that he has got like issues when people that are not liked do bad stuff like Gamba sponsorships, but when it's his friends or people he knows, he's not going out of his way to like make content to call it out. Now this chat are all Hassan RB lovers. I don't think that's true. I think you're kind of delusional if you think this chat is Hassan lovers. Anyway, so, you know, I think that Hassan is somewhat involved in terms of being covered, but I don't think he's, like, involved. But then that also is probably because he's not really covered it or meaningfully spoken about the content. So, you know.
First mistake of my streaming career wasn't, like, saying America deserved 9/11 and then describing what I mean by that. It was that I spoke out against gambling, I think, on the platform, because now it's like whenever anything happens completely unrelated to me or unbeknownst to me, people are just like, wow, Hassan's silence on this matter is deafening. And it could literally be something that I have no idea about. You know what I mean? And they'll just be like, wow, seems like Hassan called out gambling, but not this. That's kind of weird. Very clearly, he's just, you know, avoiding talking about it like the top of the hour ad break or something. Clear guilt is...
I mean, I agree that no one is obligated to cover certain topics. But if you make your bread and butter covering certain things, which Hassan made a lot of time to cover the gambling stuff, but then you've got another situation which involves the promotion of illicit things to children potentially, and you don't talk about it. Like, I think there's a reasonable question to raise there. I think it needs to be measured. I don't think you can really go too hard on Hassan in terms of, like, you know, acting like he's a criminal or something because he's not covered the drama. But I would say at the very least it's unusual that he didn't pay any attention to this particular drama when there was quite a lot of it going around. You know, there's quite an obvious thing that was happening, and he's made a lot of noise about the Gamba stuff, and he's not touched this. Yeah, that is... It's at the very least unusual that he's decided not to talk about it. I do not believe for a single second that Hassan didn't know that this was happening. That seems crazy to me.
Is eating him alive. Because at the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break. If you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe.
3 minutes now, based.
With the Twitch Prime. That's right. The gambling debate with U-Train, XU, and Ethan really was a cultural reset, to be honest. Yeah, it's just like things have gone so south since then.
I'm going to cover this KSI stuff next.
Say no free cloud. That's probably why people didn't bring it up to you. Oh, that's good. I actually do like that. Thank you for doing that, by the way. Keep up the good work.
The thing is I, at the time, and I still do I don't like the gambling. I think the Gamba sponsorship stuff sucks. I don't like it. I don't like the Gamba shit. But the reason now that I, you know, say the things to do about things is it seems, looking back on it now, it seems pretty clear that the anti-Gamba shit was an anti-Trainwrecks thing. right? That's the way I view it now. It seems more so that it was more about shitting on and getting rid of train wrecks in some way, rather than actually being about the gambling stuff. Because how can you shit so hard on the gamba stuff, and it just so happens to be the stuff that negatively impacts train wrecks, but then you give all this defense, not only for the Fansly shit and the other porno shit that, you know, whatever, it's also the gamba stuff. You also are making this hard differentiation to make it so that the train wreck style gamba shit is bad, but this gamba stuff is good. Because I personally do not like gamba, like hard gamba stuff. I'm not like into that. I think it's bad. But I just think that it's, you know, I think I probably bought into some of the narrative about it initially, but then you look back at what's happened and how people have acted, and it's just so clear. It's so clear that it was never truly about gambling and having a problem with gambling. It was about this particular type of gambling that this person that no one likes benefits from. They celebrated when they banned fucking steak. And that was never the point originally. The point was gambling's bad, but then it was, oh no, steak's bad. I'm glad steak is gone. It's such bullshit.
Work on not getting me to see like random idiots. As I'm saying, Elise's like, here, watch this video. No, man. No. I will be staying away from dumb shit that breaks my fucking brain, okay? Anyway, top of the hour ad break. Which, by the way, I don't know. I have no control over who runs ads on my stream. So if you are one of those people who is not subscribed, if you haven't gotten gifted a sub, I'm going to be honest with you, you might see an ad from like the American military. You might even see, depending on if Fansly's buying ads, you might get a Fansly ad. I'm just letting you know. Another reason to subscribe for $5 or for free, or get gifted a sub if you're lucky. Here's a 3-minute ad break now. On your part of the drama is that girl who made the original hate vid made a huge part of you for some reason. You have to watch that original vid for the context.
Listen, I can't criticize the ads, okay? I'm worse.
I actually used to think she was AI, for some reason. I wonder what reason that could be. Morven Man, thank you for the 5 gifted. User 75276634197. Thank you for the 5 gifted.
Charlie basically spends 12 minutes just telling you 12 different ways why those are not the same thing. And then at the end also adds on that I also don't think it's okay to have Fansly as a sponsor.
I've never had a problem with running ads in and of itself. The issue is making it sound like you have to run them when it's like you've made a choice to run them, right? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. It's like, he doesn't seem to be doing that now, but back a little while ago, I feel like he was like, oh, well, no, Twitch, I have to run ads because of my contract. It's like, yeah, contracts you willingly signed.
Sponsorship. So really, Charlie did nothing wrong in this situation. But me, I'm watching.
What the fuck is this? The Hollywood of Twitch? Yo, listen, can I just say something? Okay. The moment this is a meme, right? Please tell me this is a meme. Please tell me this is not serious. If someone made a fucking meme like this, they immediately need to log off and get a healthy dose of lithium. Okay.
So now we're getting into the L's. I'm sorry. I know that this is like kind of a schizo meme allegedly, but this actually makes some pretty fair connections that demonstrates why things happen the way they happen. Like, yeah, Hassan. I mean, this is the 2-tier thing that's happening here. Hassan is downplaying this. But then the reason he hasn't spoken... Okay, let me ask you this, okay? Let me ask you this. If Trainwrecks... if Trainwrecks had done some sort of pornography sponsorship with Kick, do you think Hassan would have been like, oh, I don't know anything about this, I've not really decided to cover it, or something like that? Like, he has been repeatedly covering the Aiden Ross stuff, the Kick stuff, and that's not even on his fucking platform. He'd put him on blast, which is fine, by the way. If you want to do that, that's fine. But it's like this selective, you know, it's like it's quite clear to me that he's less keen to call out his friends because they're his friends, which again is fine. But to act like, oh man, I don't know anything about this drama, what's even going on? Like, I'm pretty sure he would have heard about it at the very least. And his resistance to covering it is not because he just doesn't know what's going on. It's because he doesn't want to call his friends out. That's the way I see it anyway. So, of course, he's going to call someone like this schizo when, yes, it looks schizo and it's playing on the corkboard meme. But if you actually look at the connections that are made, it's totally fucking reasonable to point out, hey, these people are all connected and they're all friends, or their friends of friends. So that's going to impact, like this Moist Esports thing is completely relevant to call out. The fact that he's been friendly with QT is completely relevant to call out, and so on and so forth.
Okay. Like, what the fuck? I want to go back. I want to go back to a world where like people that did stuff like this was laughed at. You know what I mean? Like Charlie from Always Sunny in Philadelphia screaming about Pepe Silvia. Like that was, you were supposed to laugh at that. You were supposed to go, haha, that's a crazy person, right? Not go,
Predator,
hold
thanks
up,
for the sub.
let him cook. He's got some good fucking ideas, as a matter of fact. I think I'm going to go along with Charlie's Pepe Silvia takes. Nothing is more serious than this, I suspect. What the fuck?
He had 60k viewers covering the Trump arraignment. Arraignment. How'd you say that word? He had more bigger shit on his hands to cover. Now that's fucking cope. This happened after the Streamer Awards. 20 days ago there was drama about this. This recent stuff was days before the Trump shit. You're fucking coping hard, acting like he's got more important stuff to cover. I guarantee you, arraignment. Okay. That is complete fucking cope. I just do not believe. I do not believe that in the last... I could go back, I'm sure, and find times when it's like, okay, he's talking about some bullshit. He could easily be speaking about that. It's absolute cope to say it's because of the Trump stuff.
Somewhere along the line, we just decided like the most insane person on the internet probably has some good ideas. We should definitely always take them seriously.
He had to watch Trump walk in and out of a building for 8 hours.
You've heard before about Hollywood streamers protecting each other?
Also, yeah, that's another good point. You're acting like Hassan is some sort of like high-tier political analyst. He's not. He talks about drama all the fucking time. Also, he's been talking about fucking Aiden Ross loads as well. Oh, sorry, Aiden Ross is more important than the Trump stuff, is it? Like, what fucking planet are you on? Of course, this is all fucking bullshit. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. The fancy stuff didn't blow up until a few days ago. Why are you listen, why are you saying that to me? I know more than you. I know what's going on more than most of the fucking chatters here because I've been following it. What do you mean? You're fucking full of shit. This stuff has been going on for at least a week. At least a fucking week. The fucking Streamer Awards were nearly a month ago, right? Over a week, there's been discussion and discourse about this Fansly stuff. You're absolutely fucking delusional.
Here you can see some of the top dogs of Twitch who happen to be YouTube streamers kissing one another. Excuses that porn is ruining the fabric of society. Seems like he's taking it seriously, at least as far as he can use it as a defense for gambling, in my opinion. What the fuck? Moderation, moderation, moderation.
11 days ago.
Excuses started this drama and said yesterday the fans was worse than gambling because it's ruining the fabric of society. That's how people brought you
idiots.
Again, worst mistake of my life was speaking out against gambling sponsorships from cryptocurrency, unhinged, unregulated gambling casinos that are built outside of like a shed in Curacao.
Watching this, I'm eating my popcorn. I'm like, yeah, they are different. I do think showing porn directly is different than a website that could link porn. And then
the problem with OnlyFans versus other types of pornography is often people are paying for a connection, right? You're paying because you get to contact the girls. You get to, like, how many people have seen the thing and it's like, I respond to my DMs on OnlyFans and people are seeking out some connection. There's ones that provide girlfriend experiences. So there are definitely problems with it. And I think that it's like the commodification of base human interaction, being able to talk to a woman. And that's kind of fucked. That's kind of fucked when you think about it. So Twitch, but with sex, I feel that downplays it. I feel that the level... Okay, do you think that giving me money or giving a Twitch streamer money has the same associations of intimacy as DMing someone? What fucking planet are you on? If you think that giving me fucking $10 and I read the message or say your name in a funny way or some shit. Yes. What? What do you mean? If you DM me, if I had a service where I'm like, okay, I'll be your friend and we'll DM each other for a set amount, then yeah. Or if I was like, I'm on OnlyFans so you can talk to me directly via DMs but no sexual content, yeah, I'd agree with that. But oftentimes, and even when people say, oh, pay my top tier Patreon and I'll talk to you for an hour. Sure, maybe stuff like that would be reaching that level. But I still think, particularly with like sexuality involved, having a personal connect or what feels like a personal connection is what people are paying for. And that, I think, is where a lot of the issues are coming from. Okay, we'll get to that as well, whatever this is.
Chud Nation.
Thank you. Hey, Joe Turner, thanks for the sub. Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. There are definitely similar phenomena. Yeah, sure. It depends on how you structure it. But I just think that one of the ultimate forms of intimacy is having private sexual messages with someone. Right? Like, that is about as fucking intimate as it gets. Thank you for the sub. It's why it's so embarrassing if that ever gets shared publicly for a content creator. Not actual sex. Well, I said one of. Obviously, actual sex is, yes, of course, more intimate, right? I'm saying one of the most intimate things you can have is private sexual conversations with people. And that is what is being offered by these creators. Don't you think that that's quite like a very intimate thing that you have with someone? It's why it's so sordid sometimes when you go through those times in your life when you're just sexting with a bunch of fucking whores, you know? Sorry, I'm being a bit harsh, but so it's like a simulacra of that, right? You're paying for a fake sexual interaction with someone. I mean, I just feel like this is such an obvious take that people are resisting against. And it's like, well, no, obviously privately sexting with someone feels very intimate, is very intimate, and it can obviously, you're paying for that with someone, right? But then apparently, is this what this is related to? Sometimes people pay an agency to write their DMs. Mira leaks her OnlyFans agency ghostwriter $2,000. Is this, I mean, it's been removed. Why has this been removed? This is from Kick, no? Oh. It's normal to hire people to respond to messages on OnlyFans. Oh, was it an accidental leak? Was it an accidental leak? At Mirror, a fan is asking if you are willing to take a live topless pic. I'm thinking to charge him $2,000 if he tips before you start the stream. I'll be your writer for this shift. Oh, so someone is logged into her OnlyFans and is doing this stuff on her behalf. Is that what this is? Also, I've noticed it looks like I'm the woman. That's crazy, man. Who likes my... Stop it. This is what I look like if I was trans. I look like this. I have to take a lot of estrogen, though, but that's fine. Right. Yeah, this is not unexpected. We've heard about this. But again, not only... So, right. A-Styler, thank you for the bits. Not only are you paying for this false sense of intimacy, you're also not getting the intimacy with the person you want to. You're getting it with some random person from that Discord. What the fuck, man? Imagine how it would feel if you were messaging a girl that you'd met and you thought she was hot and you were getting into it, and then it transpired that it was some random woman that you don't even know that you were talking to. You'd be like, bro, what the fuck? But on OnlyFans, it's like normal. In the cold face of DMs. Fuck, man. That's mental. Andrew Tate did it. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's fucked. I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. That's mental. I can't believe she leaked it. That's crazy. What an idiot. How did she manage to leak it? Does she not have, does she think streamer mode means the stream can't see if you put it on your screen? I can't believe this OnlyFans subs think the woman actually cares about them enough to spend all her time DMing them. Listen, I'm not, okay, this is a difficult one because I'm going to try and ask you to have sympathy for simps, and I know that's difficult, okay? I think that there is a problem in our society of, I mean, I'm memeing a bit with the capitalism thing. It's a societal problem where you have these lonely dudes who struggle to meet women and they pay for a service with which they can speak to women. I think prostitution used to get looked down upon, and it was like you were considered a lesser person if you had to pay money to a prostitute to get your dick sucked, which I think is probably a fair way of looking at it, right? But then with the kind of explosion of online pornographic content, I think that like you've got this kind of sanitization of it. It's a couple of things happening, right? Prostitution was always viewed as a horrendous, terrible thing that women had to do to survive. And that was always the thought process. But there's been this thing with online sex work where it's seen as a glamorous thing now. And so we've kind of lost the connection with how bad it can be for a woman to do actual sex work. And then you also get this dynamic of people kind of freely and openly going and doing this stuff to the point where you've got like men on Twitter responding to porn stars going, oh, you're, yes, queen. Yeah, you took that dick so good. And they don't feel this sense of embarrassment and shame. Where's the sex? Where's the work? I mean, we've been through this before, haven't we? So I think the answer to that is we need to make it more socially unacceptable. But then the thing is all these OnlyFans girls, it's in their interest for it to become more sanitized because then more people are going to shamelessly subscribe to them and they're going to make more money. And OnlyFans obviously promote this because they want to take their cut off the top. We need to go back. We need to ban OnlyFans. No, I don't have, but the thing is, the other thing, I don't have a problem with OnlyFans people doing their shit and getting their bag. Like, more power to you at the end of the day. I just think that it's the dishonesty and stuff around it that I find frustrating from various different people. And obviously I've spoken about how the economics of OnlyFans work and how a lot of the people aren't even making any fucking money doing it. But yeah. So what you're saying is we've incentivized loneliness and fake connection. Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly what's happened. I mean, streaming is part of the problem. I don't deny that. Like, it's definitely an issue of people having a connection as like a friendly basis with the streamer. That certainly is part of the issue. But I think it's a lot more profound and a lot more severe when it comes to the OnlyFans stuff, you know? And whilst I think there's probably a way that you can engage with OnlyFans in a way that is like not quite as like egregious as a consumer of the content, I think there's probably more of an issue of people developing those connections because of the fake intimacy that draws you in. But yeah. But then, you know, obviously, bear in mind, I am going to be biased because I'm a streamer. So some people might disagree. Maybe you think streaming has got more severe consequences, but I've certainly had people that have messaged me that like want to be my mate, and I'm like, you know, having to be like a bit standoffish with them because it's like, listen, as much as I like interacting with chat and having a laugh, like, we're not mates. You know, don't get it twisted. Unless you give me money. If you subscribe to me or give me money, you're definitely my close personal friend. Okay? Then I'll be your friend. All right? Like, remember that guy? Jokes aside, there was a guy that wanted to pay me $100,000 to be his friend. Do you remember that? That was mental. It was one of Mr. Girl's fans. It was one of Mr. Girl's fans.
Like, but Fansly sponsors are also bad. And I was like, oh, son of a bitch, I do those. I do those a lot, in fact. Now, to wrap up real quickly the streamer awards thing, here's Cutie reacting to the ad.
On top of that, sign
Probably should have seen these ads before he played them.
in using your Twitch.
Yeah, that ad is definitely, I mean, that's it makes sense. That ad is not great, okay? That's not a good ad. It's a bit much. a bit ridiculous that they literally were like, here, scan the QR code so you can go and look at so you can look at fucking all this other shit. Now, here's the major reason. Here's the major difference, though. There's supposed to be some level of, I assume, I've never been on Fansly. I've also never been on OnlyFans, contrary to popular opinion, despite my advocacy for sex work and sex workers in general. I would suspect that there's some level of paywall or something that stops you from, enjoying. Why is everybody capping? I talk about literally jerking off to Overwatch porn. Why would I lie about this? Do you think there's something that I have to hide with respect to consuming OnlyFans and Fansly content? Like, this is what I don't understand. Like, why would I lie about that? I tell you what I look at. I think that when you have a Super Bowl ad that's for Bud Light, right? There's a level of control there. Obviously, it's even harder to go and acquire alcoholic beverages, right? Because you have to go to a liquor store. There's way more regulation to accessing alcohol than there is to accessing pornographic material on the internet. Okay? You are literally subscribed to my OnlyFans. I think you are being duped by someone.
I mean, he obviously doesn't know because Ludwig is a little dishonest rat and he didn't even address the fact there was no real age gate on it because he's a little dishonest freak. But there was no, yeah. But then Asana's is kind of on the money. The thing is, though, is like, I don't know. I think State did improve things, didn't they, in terms of age verification after the controversy? I'm pretty sure they did. I don't know 100% though. But, yeah, I mean, obviously the problem with a lot of this stuff is being able to access it as a kid. That tends to be why people have issues with it on the internet.
But one level of regulation, at least back in the day when there was alcohol promotion, is they are supposed to look at your demographics. They're supposed to look at your demographics and look at the percentage of your demographics that's over the age of 18 or for alcohol in the United States of America over the age of 21. So what they're supposed to do in that regard is at least do their due diligence and not work with content creators who have an audience that has, I don't remember what the exact percentage is, but they're not supposed to work with audiences that have a percentage that is like, overwhelmingly under 18. You know what I mean? I think that is what should happen for companies like Fansly or OnlyFans or other pornographic companies that are doing ads. Do I have an issue with a porn sponsorship, a porn company sponsorship? No, I don't. Do I think that porn is corrupting the minds of the youth? No, I don't. I have talked about pornography as long as it is done by consenting adults. Okay? There is no issue with that.
Man, do you know what, right? You realize how cucked it is when you have to express yourself in a way that demonstrates you're supportive of sex workers. Because I don't really care about whether or not I'm seen as supportive of sex workers. I just will, give my perspective on what I think about sex work regardless. But yeah. He's farming soy nods.
I mean, yeah, the fucking 3% of the audience was under the age of 13. Yeah. Okay, there you go. Exactly. Isn't this community loves this mostly 20 to 24 now? 2018 was a long time ago. Yeah, 3% of the audience is under the age of 18. 3%. There you go. That's it. That makes the most sense. No one is putting their age below 18 when creating an account.
Yeah, I don't know if I buy these figures.
20 to 24 now. 2018 was a long. I mean, yeah, the fucking 3% of the audience was under the age of 13. Yeah. Okay, there you go. Exactly. Isn't this community loves this mostly 20 to 24 now? 2018 was a long time ago.
Because the other thing as well is like, if you're a kid, you would easily just say you're 18 because there's no age verification beyond just saying what your age is. And if you want to watch 18 plus content, then you're not going to say you're under 18 because you won't be able to watch it.
Yeah, 3% of the audience is under the age of 18. 3%. That's
still quite a lot of kids as well.
That
even
makes
just based on these figures.
Sense. No one is putting their age below 18 when creating an account. I guess that could be true, but there's no real way of getting around that beyond it. You're fucking delusional if you say porn doesn't fuck your brain up. I cannot speak on what unfettered access will do to developing minds. What unfettered access to internet pornography will do to young minds, I don't know. It probably isn't good though. I agree. I don't think porn fucks your brain up though. No, I don't. That's a ridiculous generalization. And more so probably.
Nah, listen, I think, sure, maybe I could agree that is maybe an excessive way of framing it. But I do think that, I feel that a take like that doesn't take into account the fact that we are not in any way supportive or interested in helping people out who've got porn addictions. It is seen as like a joke or like a meme. But I think that I think there is an increasing sexualization that increases in our society. And it is exemplified by how much public shit there is of porn. And I do think it absolutely has like a negative impact on us. Yeah, it's a point of derision. Imagine if someone came out on Twitter and said, I've got a porn addiction. What do you think the response would be to that? Like, people would like mock them. Whereas if they came out and said, I've got a heroin addiction, they'd probably be like, oh, okay, that sucks. Hope everything works out. But if someone said they got a porn addiction, I know what would happen, right? A bunch of fucking OnlyFans sluts would be quote tweeting them, wouldn't they? That's exactly what would happen. A bunch of OnlyFans sluts would be quote tweeting them, mocking them. I can fucking tell you now that's what would happen. Guarantee it. Because, what that would be like, it would be like a bunch of fucking heroin dealers were on Twitter, and then someone came out and said, I've got a heroin addiction, and people were going, oh, look at this guy, heroin addiction, blah, 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 because it's going to hurt their bottom line. The idea is, oh, someone's criticizing something which makes me money. It's the same mentality. So I'm telling you, right? OnlyFans women are like drug dealers. That's the point I'm making. Write it down.
Having said that, however, I think having unfettered access to internet pornography, especially at ages that are like super young.
Okay.
The moment that you have a phone in your hand, that can't be healthy. I don't think that that's healthy. I will admit to that. Because like, I wish I had more access to porn when I was younger, right? When I was growing up. But I don't know what those consequences might have been. But I'm being overly sensitive and overly fair here. Like way more charitable than others would be. However, access to any kind of content that is completely unfettered as a young adult with a developing mind is going to be bad. Literally. Okay. Like anything. I would go so far as to say even video games, TikTok, social media in general.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Numerous other points of consumption will break the brains of young adults and developing brains in general.
Oh, sure, for sure.
I'm only like a year or two older than you, but I had to jack off.
I do think that there's definitely, it is tough as a parent, it really is, because kids will just fucking go and do what they do. But my boys want merch from this YouTuber called, I think they're called Unspeakable. They do like kid-friendly, like, oh yeah, look, we're doing this crazy thing today. But they go, oh, I want merch. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, where have you learned that from? It's mental. They're 5 years old. They're 5 years old and they're asking about merch. My daughter was saying, because she knows what I do for a living, she's like, have you got merch, Daddy? Have you got merch? And I'm like, well, no, I probably need to sort that out. But why are you asking? And she knows from watching the YouTube videos because they fucking promote it. I know I should. I'm just lazy, but yeah. They, one of my boys wants to be a YouTuber when they grow up, and I'm just like, you're not ready. You're not ready for that. There's no way. Oh. But yeah, I mean, there is some truth to the fact that some online stuff fucks with people's heads, but I feel like there's a bit of an equivocation thing going on here. I just made that word up, where it's like, if I had the choice, if I could either expose TikTok's maybe another thing which is really bad in itself, but I think that I'd rather than play video games like Fortnite than look at porno. I mean, unless he's talking about more violent video games, I guess. But
the wild things too, like all my friends are waiting for a 90-minute download on Kazaa Lite, then immediately delete it after. Yeah, I mean, I'm old enough that I've downloaded a significant amount of malware into the fucking family computer thinking that I'm getting pornography on the internet from like...
Look at this from Yazzie. Look at how, guys, look at how effective the fucking propaganda has been for the Twitch aristocracy. Every 14-year-old knows how to find porn. I don't know what the pearl clutching. It's not creators' responsibility unless they're literally doing kid content, which I don't consider Ludwig or critical. What about QTCinderella, the person this whole drama was about in the first place? Now it's been reframed. That just fucking shows what that Ludwig video was. It was to obfuscate and take away the criticism of QT onto himself, exactly like we were fucking saying when we were watching it, right? That's so funny that someone's coming in going, well, Ludwig does adult content. This was never about fucking Ludwig, ever. This was originally about QTCinderella and her, despite complaining about sexualization on Twitch, okay? Despite that fact, she decided to take a sponsor integrating sexualization. It's successful. It's successful. Also, that's a good point as well. What about Aiden Ross then? Does that argument not work with Aiden Ross as well? Do you know what I mean? Aiden Ross clearly is not meant to be for kids. But you could easily make that argument about Aiden Ross as well then. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, man. I tell you what, it is so funny seeing in real time the fucking... the narrative propaganda spinning, working, and now people are going, yeah, but Ludwig does adult content. This was never about fucking Ludwig, okay? The only criticism of Ludwig was because MoistCritical has got a business partnership with him, and it made it look very clearly like he wasn't willing to be critical because he's got this business relationship with between Moist and Ludwig. Again, completely unaddressed, not even mentioned.
Like Aries or LimeWire, you know what I mean? Like, back in my day, we used to walk uphill both ways to school type shit. But like literally, it was really, really hard. And that was when it got easier. Pre-LimeWire, it was like you had to find it. You know what I mean? One of the homies in your class had access to like some pornographic material. Bro, I went analog. I fucking jerked off to like Denise Richards on, what was it? Like, it was like a nude spread of Denise Richards on an FHM or something. So that's you will not understand that. Okay.
Yeah, listen, when I was younger, I couldn't just go on the internet and search up facial abuse porno or something, okay? It was like, oh, look at this nudie mag, and this woman is like showing her cleavage quite a lot, or she's covering up her nipples, oh, that's hot. Now it's like whatever you want, but back then it was a lot harder. But it was, you didn't see pussy in those mags. You might be lucky and come across some sort of Playboy or something like that, maybe. But yeah.
My most classic jack off to the sex scenes in W.B. Griffin World War II novels. What the fuck? That's insane.
Look, listen, look. Yeezy117 has got their programming. Look, beep boop. She doesn't do kid content. She just doesn't want people sexualizing her. Mention deepfakes. Beep boop. Programming accepted. Going to repeat the narrative for you. Thank you. Why would you do this? Why would you go out of your way to defend millionaire streamers? It's honestly fucking disgusting to me. You fucking, I don't even know what to call you. Well, it's TOS to call you what I want to call you, okay? Run the script. Do you remember downloading Two Girls Sucking Huge Cock.exe? Yep. I tell you what, you learn quickly what an exe is, and you learn that it's not pornography. It's something that will just completely nuke your parents' computer. Oh.
Bro, when you have to save that one photo on the floppy disk? No, I never did floppy disk. So.
Also, by the way, I will respond to your little bot comment, because here's the thing. You're talking about QTCinderella being against deepfakes. Again, one of the easiest arguments to contend with. What's harder to contend with, though, and you probably won't because you're a fucking loser, is that QTCinderella... Thank you for the sub, appreciate it. QTCinderella spoke out publicly against hot tub streams on Twitch, said she didn't like the fact that there was these sexualized content happening and it was putting pressure on her to do more sexual content. So it is insanely hypocritical to have a problem with hot tub streams on Twitch and complaining about sexualization on Twitch to then take a Fansly sponsorship, which is absolutely mixing sexualized content with Twitch to the point where there's even an integration where you can go from Twitch to Fansly and look at porno without any age verification.
I don't have the answers to that. I don't. I'm being super...
What's this? Here we go.
Not that I will be taking a Fansly sponsorship ever again, but just saying you can support a site without doing it. But all of this to say, I didn't think it was big. I didn't think it was that big of a deal at first because that's what my brain was until I saw it, until I talked to all the women. Because I'll tell you what, for some reason, I know this. I know why this is. I think because of how I bring people together. It's like one of my number one things on Twitch is bringing people together. When this happened, I think I got a DM from nearly every single woman on that website saying, "Cutie, what do we do? What can I do? What should I do? What are you doing? How do you feel about this? This is how I feel." And so, I'm just getting swarmed with all of these messages and trying to take a grasp on all of it. And I'm mad. I'm so mad that I'm seeing my friends hurting. I'm so mad that it was someone so close to us. I'm so mad that this is like...
Yeah, this is... I didn't think it was a big deal because I saw a bunch of zeros, but now there's consequences. This wouldn't be a problem, by the way. This is the problem that these people fall into, okay? And, I mean, to be fair, good if it's being called out and they're going to fucking respond to it. Not that you should go and harass anyone, to be clear. But, this wouldn't be a problem if they hadn't made a big deal about other things in the past. It's the inconsistency that people have got a big issue with.
Like my boyfriend's best friend, like I'm so mad. And so I make the mistake of trying to be human and trying to show humanity. And I push go live and I cry because I think maybe this will shut everyone up who's telling all of us women that it's not a big deal. Maybe if they just see someone crying and imagine their sister or imagine their mom, maybe they'll fucking care. And that was the biggest mistake I could have ever made.
Yeah.
Never show emotion, never show you're a human. Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, so that's how you responded to it publicly.
Is that how she perceives it, that she was showing herself as human? Isn't that an admission that it was a very cynical move on her part? Wait, isn't she saying that, well, I did it because I thought people might think a certain way about it? That sounds really cynical to me. And now she's trying to play it off like, well, I was only trying to be human. Well, you hit go live in an emotional state because you wanted to impact the narrative. You just said that. It's like, yeah, it's like literal propaganda tier shit. Very manipulative, yeah.
Publicly.
Mistake.
I ended up responding to it publicly, which is a big deal for me. I try really hard to just keep my mouth shut about everything. Like I just stay out of everything. Even
notice as well, okay, this is going to pass people by because of all the stuff that's happened. Notice Maya Higa's whitewashing back to being a queen of Twitch, right? Maya Higa at one point was on the hook for potentially allegedly talking down someone that was a victim of a sexual assault to lessening their story to protect a friend on the behest of Mizkiv, right? Now, obviously with everything that's happened since then, she's back doing a podcast for QT. Everything forgotten. It's 2023, guys. That's so 2022. Everything's just smoothed over. I felt like a schizo at the time, but that is absolutely what happened, right? OTK had the fucking statement to come out, right? Ludwig was given it ahead of time. He then decided to make a video to smooth things over and smooth the narrative over before it came out. It dropped on the 31st, so when everyone was out partying, so it wasn't really addressed in a meaningful way at the time.
There is no war in BASing SE being Kyling.
Thank you for the bits. The narrative was set up to let Mizkif and Maya come back to be, you know, the to smooth their return over of their big controversy that they had. Classic. And he's done it now. Ludwig has done the same thing now, smoothing the narrative over with this new discourse. So now people are not just talking about QT. They're going, oh, well, Ludwig's aimed for adults, isn't he? Oh.
Something like this where my actual name, right? Because leaked, my name is my name. It's my legal name. And so it's just being dragged, you know, and then everyone's going and looking at porn. It really feels like it was out there. After I'd watched it, I was like, yeah, it just feels like tapes have been leaked and everybody's seen me having sex. Like, it really just, and it made me feel really dirty and guilty. And like, it just, anyway, I digress. I ended up responding to it because a bunch of streamers were talking about it. A bunch of male streamers, important to note, were talking about it. And they were talking about how they wouldn't care, or how it's flattering, or how, well, like, it's not as bad as this, or what. And of course, their primarily male communities are then being like, based. You know, true. Like, that's so true. They're overreacting, blah, 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 whatever. And so the primary...
I feel like, again, this is the thing they do. Hey, thank you for the bits. It's, look at, like, the easy... This is, like, such a classic pattern that you see time and time again, right? It is, look for, like, what maybe a couple of people are saying, okay? Because for me, the main criticism was that this is an overreaction, and comparing it to things like rape is crazy, right? That was the primary thing that people were mainly talking about. But now she's bringing in the idea that people were saying, I'd be flattered. Now, I'm sure people were saying that, but again, I don't think that was the main thing that people were saying. The main criticism was the overreaction that was being engaged in over this. That was a real fundamental point to what was being made. But now they obfuscate that by focusing or talking about, oh, well, people were saying it was based. People were saying they'd be flattered. But yeah. What was Maya Higa's original take? Oh, yeah. She was comparing it to... what seemed like some sort of assault or some sort of, you know. Yep. Yeah. Remember the OTK. Yeah, this is a classic move. Focus on the less important thing or the less important aspect of criticism and criticize and deal with that. But don't actually engage with the core or fundamental criticism. Sideline that, put that to the side, and just move on. Oh, anyway, come on. We need to get through this Hassan video because, Jesus Christ, I don't want to spend all day talking about this Twitch aristocracy bullshit, okay? I want to cover the KSI stuff too because that looks funny and that'll actually be a good time. Sure.
Super clear and super honest with you. I actually don't know. I don't know what the consequences are, and I don't know what the answers to it are. Like, I don't know how to regulate it beyond ensuring that, like, if you have any kind of pornographic material that you are selling, that your audience should be above the age of 18. Obviously, there's always going to be people under age of 18 that are watching regardless. But I mean, like,
hey, thanks for the bits.
Look at the audience demographics and ensure that it's at least over like 75 to 80%. You know what I mean? Because it's, you know, it's impossible for it not to be. Kind of like thinking that the 18 plus link that you click on for adult content is you know, not clickable by people who are younger. Of course it is.
It's not really bonga shit. This is pretty big drama.
Thoughts on only being able to access porn sites if you prove you're over 18 somehow? I think that's also kind of wild. I know that that's the direction that we're going towards. But like, I don't know if you want to upload your fucking license to a goddamn website. You know what I mean? That's what you do in Louisiana now. If you want to access porn, I think in the state of Louisiana, if I'm not mistaken, you literally have to upload a photo ID. Like, I don't feel safe or comfortable doing that.
I love it. People get upset when they take sponsors for the money, but bat an eye when the values they preach have to be acted when it matters the most, when an individual's affected.
Maya Higa more like Laya Higa more like Chislen Maya well more like my
Thank you for the bits. Oh, yeah. So what you're saying is, like, people will take a sponsorship that, you know, goes against their purported principles, and then people will get mad about it when they get criticized. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, the ID shit is cringe. I don't agree with that.
Anyway. So I don't know if that's a good solution either, but let's get back to this.
She's honest there. She said she didn't look at these ads before they're played, which sometimes that's how sponsors operate. But me watching them, I'm like, oh, okay, so chess boxing was presented by Fanly. Title sponsor, literally in the title itself. I had a whole dramatic reveal.
What's going on in the middle of the ring? Look up. Because we have the Fansley Sky table. Holy smokes!
You can't get more dramatic. Look at me.
This table.
I think it's also because it's cutie. You know, she's controversial as a woman. So, like, that's part of the reason. Germa has probably been sponsored by Fansley as well. I have never been.
Oh, my God, Hassan, why? Why'd you have to do this to me? I was saying how great your takes were earlier. And now you're saying this shit because she's a woman. Okay. The idea that it's just because she's a woman is fucking insane. Like, there are very clear issues in things she said she supports and believes versus the sponsorship decisions she's made that are very inconsistent, that lend themselves to a critique. Not just, oh, she's a woman, so she's getting shit for that. It's the biggest fucking cope going.
Been sponsored by Fansley. I don't have an issue with Fansley or OnlyFans or Pornhub. Obviously, I've talked about this pretty openly. But I would suspect that the real reason is because, like, people care more about valid, like, targets that they consider easy to attack. XQC has been sponsored by fucking Fansley. Yeah, right? XQC literally has been sponsored by Fansley. Juice, the show that he did was sponsored by fucking Fansley, no? Juiced.
Can anyone point me at any time during the chess boxing event or during the game show to an advert that was as sexualized as the Streamer Awards one? Can anyone at any point at any of those shows point me to an advert as salacious as the one that was broadcast during the Streamer Awards? What's this?
Are you bored of the same old content?
Ooh,
See which
okay.
of your favorite streamers are
Ooh, it's the same one!
They see the show on partner with Ludwig that was sponsored.
I'll take the L on
idea
that.
what the sponsor was or what it entailed.
Creators through the Fansly for You feature.
It's literally the same one from the chess boxing event.
Fansly.com.
Okay, fair enough. I'll take the L on that. I'll take the L on that. My other points still stand, okay? But okay, fair enough. That advert is the same one as the one ran during the thing. Is there the same integration though? That's the other point. It doesn't look like there's the same integration.
StarForgeSystems.com. Are you bored of the same old content?
Okay.
See which of your favorite streamers are already creating adult content on Fansly. Additionally, Fansly has a whole algorithm dedicated to discovering new content and creators through the Fansly for You feature. Swipe and discover today at
So it is the same advert in terms of content, but there isn't the integration like there is on Twitch. Okay. Okay, well, you know, that does make, I guess, the Fansly integration a bit more critical. I could probably be a little bit more critical, but again, I just don't think it's the same audience as the Streamer Awards. So yeah, taking the young chess minds. I don't know, man. I just don't think that as many kids are going to be watching chess boxing as the Streamer Awards. What's this? Is that a real advert? Was that real? Was that a real thing? Oh, is this a meme? This is a Super Bowl commercial that CBS rejected. It was actually rejected by CBS. I mean, isn't it funny that CBS has got a better moral compass than these fucking streamers have? I mean, they might accept it now with new changes. I don't know. Maybe not. The Super Bowl is like more of a family-friendly affair, isn't it? Funny advert though. Anyway, so listen, I didn't sure. I'll take the L on. There was obviously the salacious advertising and the chess boxing thing. I'm not sure why Ludwig didn't show that. That would probably bolster his argument a bit more. But nonetheless, still think the audience for chess boxing and stream rewards is different. And also, there isn't the same integration that Twitch had, where you could get from Twitch to Fansly without any age verification with a few clicks. And then on top of that as well, of course, is QTCinderella had those specific takes about the sexualization, which, you know, the Fansly integration absolutely goes against that. So I don't think it's particularly surprising that people weren't particularly mad about the chess boxing promotion thing, because some of these things that we're concerned about with the Twitch stuff just didn't really exist with the Ludwig chess boxing thing.
Chess for Super Smash. Look at this.
I had people cheering for a goddamn table, and that's not where it's ended. I mean, obviously, Germa's used Fansly before, which he was on the stage with me. Fansly instant replay from his baseball event.
Just rips the cover off that ball.
And then in a show that I hosted with XQC Juiced, I got Fansly as the sponsor. That was the main sponsor that we were able to secure. Originally, the sponsor that I used to use all the time, the one that would always be reliable for me, was Coinbase. Coinbase sponsored my Mogul Money. They were supposed to sponsor XQC's Juiced, and XQC signed off on that. He was like, yeah, I love Coinbase. And then everybody was like, crypto is way too cringe. And Coinbase let go a lot of people, and they were struggling, so stopped using them as a whole. But here's a point to talk about. What is okay and not okay to use as a sponsor? And the answer, kind of boring. It's what is aligned with your ethics and morals, what you personally think is okay. And that should be different for everybody. But there's generally like a guardrail, like you're at a bowling alley, but you keep...
I want to get more to the Hassan talking about this beyond just the... Does he just react to the videos? I don't know if I want to sit here and watch all this if it's just him reacting to the videos we've already seen. How long are we covering this for? Is there anything else I need to see of Hassan's takes? I think I want to move on to the KSI stuff. Reacting, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Unless there's some other substantive thing that Hassan says, I don't think I've already watched these videos myself.